Punishment of sins. Number 1. Leviticus 20, verse 6. I will set my face against the person who turns to mediums and spiritists to prostitute himself by following them, and I will cut him off from his people. Consecrate yourself and be holy, because I am the Lord your God. Keep my decrees and follow them. I am the Lord who makes you holy. That includes voodoo, black magic, tarot cards, crystals, white magic, horoscope, astral projecting, psychics, divination, sorceries, and many more. Throw all these things away. They are not of God. God said he will cut you off because you are not in his circle if you are doing these things. They are not of God. Listen. Punishment of sins number 2. Leviticus 20, verse 9. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother, and his blood will be on his own head. Do not curse your parents. Do not curse at your parents, because when you have kids, they will curse you and they will curse at you. Respect your parents, and parents, do not curse your kids, because what you say they will be, they will become. Do not curse at your kids. Do not abuse your kids. Speak light, speak life, speak love on your children. Remember, life and death is in the tongue. So do not curse at your parents. Do not curse your parents. Do not curse your kids. Do not curse at your kid. Punishment of sins number 3. Leviticus 20, verse 10. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor, both the adulterer and the adulteress must be put to death. Same thing for a woman. One of the commandments says, do not commit adultery. Just because you are not being punished, like back in the days, that does not mean you are not dying physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. And most importantly, you are dying spiritually. Remember, God is a spiritual being, so you cannot connect with him if you are spiritually dead. That's why a lot of you say there is no God, but you are spiritually dead. You cannot connect to God because he's a spiritual being. Punishment of sins number 4. Leviticus 20, verse 11. If a man sleeps with his father's wife, he has dishonored his father. Both the man and the woman must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. Kids, do not take revenge on your father or your mother by sleeping with their spouse for something that they have done to you. Remember, God said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So God will defend you of whatever your parents have done to you. And remember, karma do come back around. So if you do that act, it will come right back to you. Break the cycle and get help. And let God defend you. The battle is not yours. It is the Lord. Punishment of sin number 5. Leviticus 20, verse 12. If a man sleeps with his daughter-in-law, both of them must be put to death. What they have done is a perversion. Their blood will be on their own heads. Do not sleep with your daughter-in-law. Do not sleep with your son-in-law. That is perversion. Perversion is the alteration from its original course and plan, state to a distortion or corruption of what it was intended to be or for. Get your own spouse and leave people's spouse alone. Stop sleeping with your in-laws. Perversion is a short version of being a pervert. A pervert is altering something from its original course, plan, or state to a distortion or corruption of what it first was intended for. Stop being a pervert. Punishment of sins number 6. Leviticus 20, verse 13. If a man lies with a man as one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is distasteful. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. Men and men relationship, women and women relationship are not of God. It is called distasteful. Distasteful means intense dislike. When you're in these type of relationship, you are spiritually dead. You cannot connect to God and you have shortened your bloodline. Do not trans yourself to a sex that you was not born as. You was made perfect and God did not make a mistake on you. Do not believe the trick of the enemy to make you change what you was born as, because God made you perfect. He does not make mistakes. Punishment of sin number 7. Leviticus 20, verse 14. If a man marries both a woman and her mother, it is wicked. Both he and they must be burned in the fire, so that no wickedness will be among you. Why would you marry the daughter and the mother at the same time, or the mother and the daughter at the same time? That is wickedness. Like, stop. It's just like some of you get in a relationship with a single parent and then you decide that you're going to abuse their kids. Like, that's evil and God's going to get you for that. Okay? Stop it. It is not of God. Okay? It is not of God at all. And it's just like a woman, she married the son and the father, or the woman married the father and the son. No, you can't do that. Punishment of sin number 8. Leviticus 20, verse 15. If a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death and you must kill the animal. So both of you gotta go. You cannot sleep with an animal. You are not an animal. You are a human being, okay? So if you sleep with an animal, you gotta go too. The animal gotta go and you gotta go too. On top of that, that's nasty. And second of all, you spread all these diseases that we cannot even pronounce around here, aka corona, okay? Like, you must be put to death. Like, what attracts you to an animal? You are not an animal. Make it make sense, people. It says if a man has sexual relations with an animal, he must be put to death and you must kill the animal. Punishment of sin number 9. Leviticus 20, verse 17. If a man marry his sister, the daughter of his father or his mother, and they have sexual relations, it is a disgrace. They must be cut off before the eyes of their people. He has dishonored his sister and will be held responsible. Do not have sex with your siblings. That's your brother, that's your sister. Y'all the same blood, y'all the same parents. Do not have sex with any members of your family. The Bible calls it a disgrace. A disgrace is a dishonorable action that brings shame on someone or something. It is not of God. Any family member that have those people in their family, y'all have to cut them off. It is not of God. Do not sleep with your sibling. Punishment of sins number 10. Leviticus 20, verse 18. If a man lies with a woman during her monthly period and has sexual relations with her, he has exposed the source of her flow, and she has also uncovered it. Both of them must be cut off from their people. Do not have sex with a woman while she's on her monthly period. That's kind of messy anyway. You are playing with blood. Just imagine if your blood get infected. If y'all blood get infected while y'all in, y'all doing what y'all do. No. I know doctor says it helps you with cramps, that it's okay, but the Bible mentioned it, so that means you cannot do it. especially if you have the fear of God in you. You cannot do it. Stop playing with blood. It is not of God. Anything that happened to you, that's on you. Punishment of sin number 11. Leviticus 20, verse 20. If a man sleep with his aunt, he has dishonored his uncle. They will be held responsible. They will die childless. Why would you want to sleep with your auntie? Why would you want to sleep with your uncle? And aunties and uncles, why would you want to sleep with your nieces and nephews? First of all, that's nasty. Find your own person outside of your family. And the verse say, if a man sleeps with his auntie, he has dishonored his uncle. They will be held responsible and die childless. You will not have no children. That's a curse on your head for sleeping with members of your family members. Your bloodline will be cut off. Like, done. Okay? Punishment of sin number 12. Leviticus 20, verse 21. If a man marries his brother's wife, it is an act of impurity. He has dishonored his brother. They will be childless. You will be childless. Stop stealing your sibling's spouse. You will be childless. Why would you want to marry your brother's wife? Or why would you want to marry your sister's husband? The Bible calls it impurity. Impurity is you are not pure, you are not clean. That action will cause you to be childless. It is not of God at all. Okay? So be pure and find your own spouse and leave people's spouse alone. Okay? Punishment of sin number 13. Leviticus 20, verse 27. A man or woman who is a medium or spiritist among you must be put to death. You are to stone them. Their blood will be on their own heads. Those of you that psychics, tarot cards readers, astral projectors, devil worshippers, and things like that, God is going to get you. You think you are safe because you're not living back in the days. He is still coming back. Jesus is coming back, and you're going to feel his wrath. Throw all these things away and stop playing in that field because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Those things are not of God, and you should never involve yourself in things like that. Okay? Punishment of sins number 14. Leviticus 20, verse 22. Keep all my decrees and laws and follow them, so that the land where I am bringing you to live may not vomit you out. You must not live according to the customs of the nations I am going to drive out before you. Because they did all these things, I abhorred them. But I said to you, you will possess their land. I will give it to you as an inheritance, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God who has set you apart from the nations. People of Israel, you have been set apart from the nations. Do not follow custom of other nations. You have been chosen by God. Okay? Do not do it. Punishment of sin number 15. Not of God. Same-sex attractions. Transferring yourself to a sex you was not born as. Having sex with family members, including your own children. Racism. Greed. Murdering innocent children and people. Having sex outside of marriage. Having children out of wedlock. Baby mama and baby daddy drama. Buddha. Idol worshiping. Celebrities as idols, orgies, threesomes, organ harvesting, porn, human trafficking, tarot card reading, voodoo, witchcraft, sage burning, crystals, astrology, horoscope, and sacrificing people. All these things are custom of the world, and they are not of God. And God is going to get you. Stop it. God is going to punish you for sleeping with your own family members, abusing your own children and people's children sexually and physically, following other gods like these rappers and tarot card readers, then him, changing yourself to something you was not born as. It's like God giving you a gift and you throwing it right back in his face. Men and women is God order, not the other way around. That's why you are spiritually dead and say there is no God. That's why you are atheist, powerless, emotionalist, mentally unstable, taking a gun to a school to shoot innocent children. Stop it. It is not of God. You must not live according to the custom of the nations I am going to drive out before you. Because they did all these things, I abhorred them.